Objection!
Welcome to PringleTheOne's world.
Yo, what's up, YouTube fan? PringleTheOne in the building. How we doing it today, guys? I bring you guys another episode of Why We Love Video Games. Phoenix Wright, the trilogy in this case. As I played the Phoenix Wright trilogy, I found it very amazing how a game with just words and pictures can just do so much for you. And I mean by in a way where each Phoenix Wright game doesn't necessarily change. Even if you go from past the trilogy, they don't really change. They add a couple of here and there gimmicks, but from the trilogy, they don't really change. They're mostly beginning chapter, first episode, whatever you want to call it. There's a trial, boom. And that's usually with Mr. Pain, the guy that you'll always see. I think he's literally in almost every single game in the beginning of each and every single one of those games. And he shows you the trial, and the tutorial or trial, whatever you want to call it, shows you how to play the game. From there, we open up to the game of Phoenix Wright, where you go into these parts where it's somewhat of the buildup, kind of like an anime. There's a buildup. So in the buildup, you're doing the investigative part. You're asking questions. You're looking for clues. You're pretty much opening up new areas and trying to find the truth within all of the lies and just who is, you know, the actual killer and how you're going to defend your witness. And so then afterwards, you get into the trials, and then the trials is where the real hype happens. I find it amazing how each time I played Phoenix Wright, I wanted to play more and more of it. Every single time I played it, there was just this big old smile, especially when Maya's theme would come out. This smile would encompass like all the good things of Phoenix Wright, where I would just be like, yes! Oh! And I'm just like, objection! And screaming it and holding it. And I literally streamed this whole game. Sadly, I did not stream too much of I did not save too much of the first one when it came to footage for myself, but I streamed through pretty much all of the games. And after almost 2 years of finally beating the Phoenix Wright games, the first three at least, the trilogy, I'll keep just saying the trilogy, I realized that this game is phenomenal, and in a way where how it can actually show you a story. There are certain times where what you think you may know may not be the case. And so it's amazing how these pieces of evidence can actually connect to the truth. I will say though, that there are times where it's kind of bullcrap, like the episode with the magician. I want to say that one was probably one of the most stupidest ones, as well as El Tigre, I believe his name was, where there was a fake, I don't really want to spoil it too much, but there was a fake Phoenix. That's all I'm going to say. And that episode was really bad. Like that chapter was dumb. Like I enjoyed it for the most part because it's Phoenix Wright and I like to have fun with the game, but those were probably pretty bad chapters. I think almost every one of them, except for the third one, which the third one was a much more polished version of all three of the trilogy. I must say they don't have that same annoying chapter. Like the first and the second had a really dumb chapter in between those two. I find it very interesting when you have a character like Phoenix Wright, where he doesn't really know what's going on. He's just starting out as a fresh detective, and he's like wide, bright-eyed, you know, he is passionate, he is ready to get up in there. And then you see the events unfold with his mentor, Mia. And then you really start to see how this game opens up later down the line. It opens up in a way where it's so interesting on how each character kind of flourishes. Like you have Edgeworth, who changes completely based off accidents from his past. You have Detective Gumshoe, who turns more so just not only a comedy relief factor or a piece of comic relief, but he turns more and more gradually into a more respectful character that you're like, damn, this is Gumshoe, the man. You have Maya, which she's always kind of a clown, but she has very, very important role in the series, as well as Pearls. And then you also have Mia. And you can't even forget the great guy that we have, the judge, which is like, I love this guy. Every time he looks up, it's always like he has a joke or he doesn't know what the hell is going on. There is this weird beauty that I managed to find when I played this game, and I kind of bond with the characters in a way that I didn't know I would actually. And I feel that every time I played Phoenix Wright through the span of the long 2 years that it took me, and I streamed it all, it was just every time it would just be so hype. Like, it's weird. Like I said, it's very weird how a game with just words and pictures can hype you up so much, where you hear the soundtrack is so god tier. the coloring. It's because oh man, look at me. I'm already gushing because it's funny how Phoenix Wright is actually like a visual novel type game. But the more you play it, the more you're just like in there. You're like, ooh, reading the evidence, finding out who did this, the profiles, presenting this right piece of evidence, looking through the statements, trying to use your head. I've never played a game that has like just like bodied me so much when it came to logic, and when it came to just normal common sense, it would body me there. I'm just like, god damn. Like, I know I'm a short dude. I was gonna say a small dude. I actually said short too. I know I'm a slow dude. That's what I meant to say. I know I'm a slow dude, but there's just an overwhelming amount of like beauty that you get from this game. And I recommend it to people that want to play something that's kind of slow, nothing too rushed. They don't have to worry about like leveling up. You don't have to worry about like super progress. This game isn't like open-ended, like multiple endings or anything like that. There is just one route. But I find it, see, I'm saying find it so much. I am so hyped. I gradually enjoy the fact that the creator wanted the series to be more close-ended. Like, he wanted it to have one path. But you will be amazed at how every one of those games, like each chapter except the few in between, they all connect to the trilogy. Like, throughout the game, the beginning will connect all the way to the third, and the second will connect all the way to the third, and all of these games just bond together in such a fluid manner that it is so, it is so beautiful. Like, there's so many words that I want to say, but there is a beauty towards Phoenix Wright and the supporting characters around him that really shows you that there's a lot to it, as well as the criminals that you tend to fight against. These criminals aren't that bad most of the time. They're very, very, like, the amount of like bullcrap that the criminals spit, that you know they're lying, but it's like, how do you get to the lie? Because that's one of the most interesting factors of Phoenix Wright. You'll be like, okay, this guy is a liar. You know he is the criminal. Phoenix even has the evidence, but how you come up to that, how do you come up and give him that guilty verdict, is what makes the game all the more just, ooh, just sweet and tasty when you get him and you slam him and you're like, objection, and you could just sink into your teeth the juiciness of defeating your enemies. It's like biting a delicious juicy apple, right? And when you eat the apple, it's just juice, just, and you're just like, and then you're like, take that, hold it, objection, and you're screaming. And what I even find funny is that the DS port made it so that you can actually scream into your DS when you want to just do objection, hold it, or take that. So it allows the player to actually scream into the DS so you can feel even more in there. And oh man, I didn't think, I'm gonna gush even more. I didn't think that I would love this game that much. I heard people talk about it. I remember my buddy Trix Pop-Tart, my man Pop-Tart King over here, he would tell me, well, he wouldn't tell me, but he would talk about it. Man, the Phoenix Wright game is good. The Phoenix Wright games are good. And I would see him tweet it. Shouts out to my man. I haven't seen him in a while. And I didn't think that they were this good. Like, I didn't think they were this good, to the point where I'm like, man, this game is like amazing. If it wasn't for like the really bad chapters, you could almost give this game like one of those 10 out of 10 type deals, because each and every single one of the games in that trilogy was at least 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So it got some really, really great scores, especially the tip of the iceberg, which is the third game. I think I messed that up. Iceberg. The third game, which really concludes everything and just connects everything all together into this amazing, astonishing, dope tale. Like, I think it's not, well, I want to say that it's more cooler than amazing, if that makes sense. It's cool how the game plays with your head, but I must say, I really enjoy this game. Definitely one of these games that I freaking love. Like, I am right now playing Apollo Justice, and no lie, I kind of like Apollo a bit more than I like Phoenix. But that's for another story, another day. I just wanted to say, guys, thank you for coming in and checking out my next episode, or this current episode, of Why We Love Video Games, Phoenix Wright the Trilogy. It's been a while since I do one of these, and it always seems to be a while, but I do actually want to do one for one shot in a game that I found on Steam that I played. Shouts out to the buddy Monkey that gifted me it, and I played it, and I was like, this game is beautiful. I literally killed that game. I think I killed it in like 10 hours or something, and it's a very amazing point and click kind of puzzler, kind of mystery type game. that I didn't think would be like so cool. Like it does some really cool things I've never seen a video game do. So with that, y'all, check out Phoenix Wright. It's like 30 bucks on the eShop if you get an R4 card. Just saying. But it's like 30 bucks on the eShop. There's plenty of sales. I believe there's about almost 8 games. You have the Ace Attorney games. You have, I think it goes all the way up to Dual Destinies, then the 6th one. Then they have the Edgeworth games, and there's even a couple more, I think, in there in between. But with that, y'all, much love for checking this out, man. Phoenix Wright, a game with just words and pictures, able to connect and story tell. So dope, so cool that I didn't think I could play a visual novel game like that. I only played like one other, and that was Chaos Head, and that was all right. But this game, damn, it's fun. But all right, y'all, much love, and the soundtrack is fire. Much love and appreciation. Comment, subscribers, like us, get the liking. Take care, everybody. Peace.